But so I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the, you know, crazy amount of success that you saw recently. Like 500 500,000 subs just, in a month is
Yeah, yeah.
remarkable, and like kind of like calling it life changing would probably be an understatement. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it's pretty life changing, and I'm a pretty optimistic guy. So I spent years. You've been around for a long time. I know you've always been checking out my stuff for like probably 2 years now, or at least. Yeah, so I've been doing this for years, and I've really started doing the weekly like 2 years ago, where I was uploading every week. And me and my friends, we just did it for the fun of it, but we always knew like we're making great stuff. Eventually this stuff will be seen. And I wouldn't say that kept us going because I'm somebody who would create in a bubble. Like if I just was watching my own stuff, I'd probably still make it to make myself laugh if it was just for me, but it did just the thought that like we're building this kind of gold mine of fun, different like a huge variety of skits and films, and eventually it will be like plundered. Was exciting, and and I never expected it to go as big as it did. I thought like the blow up would have gotten me to 10,000 or maybe 50,000, but 500 and growing is just crazy, and almost 600 I think, but
There was a few videos. Sorry to interrupt you. There was a few videos that you did, like the black and white one where it was, I forget the exact title. It was like how every women.
how women in old the old movies one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that one sort of blew up a little bit, like a long time ago, and gave you like 1,000 subs, I think.
Yeah, that was my first glimpse of like some kind of audience, and that got 100,000 views. It was like on the front page of Reddit on videos, and it was I think it gave me some false hope because like you blow up and you're like, great, if I keep making stuff it's just gonna exponential, but no, there was a lot of plateaus, and that was the first one. I kind of got a thousand there, and then stuck at 1,000, went up, stuck at 1,500, went up, stuck at 2,000, and uh, yeah, but yeah, that was my most viewed for a year and a half, and like it felt like a curse by the end. Like, am I ever gonna like be able to get 100,000 views again? And but yeah, I think it's a great one. I think that's one of my even without like the success of it, I would have loved that one. I think it's really goofy, and that kind of I've done like 10 other old movie ones since then, and I just love doing that because it's a really fun style to play with, and it's very different. But
Yeah, that one
yeah,
that one is really really good. Like I remember when I first discovered your channel, and I just like looked through like, oh, what's the most popular one, and I was like, it made perfect sense that like people would love this
yeah,
one. It's
yeah.
the style of it is just so perfect.
But at the same time, I was kind of shocked because I felt it might have been kind of niche, because I watched a couple old movies that week when I made it. I watched Brief Encounter, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And then I watched History is Made at Night, which wasn't as good. And those both kind of sparked it because they have the poorly written women who are like, I can't live without this man. My life is pointless, kind of thing. And of course, they're written by dudes, but they that kind of sparked it, and I thought it was pretty niche because I'm like, not many people my age watch like 40s Hollywood, but yeah, to see it take off was great, and I mean now it has like 1.6 million views because with the growth of the channel, obviously the biggest one got kind of thrown into the algorithm, which was fun to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. What do you think it was about I think it was like the two animated ones at the same time that were sort of like bringing up your channel, the
Yeah,
RPG one and the I forget what the other one was called, but it was like the alleyway guy.
yeah, the NPCs tailing missions. Yeah, yeah. I think it's Well, I've done the animated for a year now. Like I did them every now and then. But the funny thing is they took so much more work but never saw any more views than the rest of my stuff. So I never like really got the idea to like really put a lot of time into one because I'm like it takes so much effort and it doesn't, like the Galactic Emperor, Bounty Hunter, Asteroid Belt, those are my older animations and they just sat at like a couple hundred views for a year or 6 months. So I never had the idea that like, oh, people really want these. So I felt my time was better put somewhere else. But then my friend Trent and I, who has been acting in a lot of the stuff now that I'm home, uh, he and I had the RPG idea, and I was like, I'm a ambitious guy. If I have an idea and I like it, I'll do it regardless of how much it takes. So I was like, okay, this is an idea worth like pouring 40 hours into to make happen, and I did that. And but at that point, I was like, I kind of learned not to expect views, which I think is a good skill to like, good shield to have. Because if you make something expecting it to blow up and it doesn't, you're really gonna get discouraged. You're gonna be like, damn, why is my stuff not good? But if you kind of create for its own reward, you you'll kind of be able to take the hits as they come. Like, so I didn't expect it to blow up. I thought it would do well. I had like 3,000 subscribers at that point. And then it reached the top of Reddit, and I was like, oh shit, and it had like 100,000 views. So I already had this NPC tailing mission idea, and I had it for months, and I usually don't sit on an idea for months, but I was trying to conceptualize that one as a live action video, and I was like, damn, me and my friends we don't have the look to pass off as like mobsters. So I'm like, maybe I could cast some of my dad's friends. My dad has a lot of friends back home who have acted in my stuff. And I was like, they could have the look, but then like, geez, filming in cars is complicated. I'm like, oh, and it's got to be set in a city. And I was like, so I just kept pushing back the idea. Like, I'll do it when I could do it. And then once the RPG one blew up, I was like, oh shit, that could be an animated one. I could make us look like mob guys, and I could just film it like that was filmed in like a parking lot at the local park. But like, I was like, damn, I could make this look like the city and everything without any of that production nonsense. And so then I kind of hightailed that into production to get another animated one out while the other one was still getting views. And so I think there are times when you have to like make a smart move like that. Like you see like, oh, people are really connecting with this. Let's put that on the front burner. Let's do that for a second while people are watching.
Right.
And I'm rambling a lot. I'm sorry. I've kind of scattered brain.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I want you
Yeah.
to ramble or just
Yeah.
like say as much things as you want.
Yeah.
This is
So yeah, that's just kind of I made the two animated in a row, and I was like, oh, there is like an audience for these animated ones, and everyone went back. I made a playlist of all the old animated ones. Everyone went back and watched the old ones, and it was like, it was refreshing to see, and I think that was one of my favorite things to come of this. It's like all these years of work finally getting retroactive like appreciation, because I now it might be hard to tell, but before December, most of my videos had hundreds of views. Like very rarely did they break 1,000. Only one was over 50,000. It was like so. But now if you scroll through the channel, it's hard to find one that doesn't have 1,000. At least from the last 2 years. So seeing all that love on the old stuff was awesome. And I've had a lot of friends that are like, damn, I have one with my friend Kevin about showing a friend a video on a phone, and like that never got views, and then suddenly now it has like 400,000 views. And
I watched that one today.
Yeah, that's a funny one. But he keeps having people reach out now, like, I just saw you on YouTube. Since when do you do that? Because like no one ever like watched the stuff before, so it's a lot of people are a lot, because I just film with my friends. A lot of them don't act. A lot of them don't do like filmmaking themselves, so there's not that they don't have a community of people expecting that. So then people will just randomly be like, "What the heck? You're in a YouTube video?" They're like, "What are you doing acting to?" And that's funny to see.
Yeah, yeah, it was really remarkable. It was kind of like what you were saying, like with like talking about like your plan before you even blew up. Like you were just like, if I just keep making all of these great things that I like, eventually the right person's gonna find it and just have like a trove of things to watch and enjoy. And so it worked. And now they how much trickle down views like happened? Like, I don't know, like 20, 30 million, like so much. It was insane.
I know the animations are all kind of at the top with there's like I think 6 or 7 animations with 1 million views, but then I think I still across all the videos there's hundreds of videos I probably still got like 10 million, 15 million other views just across the channel, which was a crazy month. It was it was really great to see. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it like reading all the comments and stuff, even like before you blew up, like, with the smaller views?
That's the biggest change with this, and that's that like I got kind of cozy being the small channel with like loyal fans. Everyone was always like, "Dude, I can't believe no one watches this." And I always said that. I'm like, what would I be like? How would I feel if I stumbled across a channel like mine and it just wasn't getting any attention? So beforehand, I got cozy being able to have these loyal fans. Like I knew everyone in my comment section. Like that there was a lot of frequent commenters, and I'd respond. If somebody sent me a DM or something, I could actually be like the creator that talks to people, and that was exciting. And I think very quickly with the blow up, I realized like that's out the window. Like I can't read nearly all the comments, and I can't respond to like any messages. I have like 300 Instagram DM requests, and every now and then I'll click, scroll to a random one, click it, and respond just because it's kind of fun. But I try my best to get used to that new feeling of you can't respond to everyone. Eventually, your audience becomes kind of such a big kind of adjacent bubble, and they kind of There's like a satisfaction with interacting with the other fans of somebody you like when they're too big. Like because I comment on videos of some people that are really big, and I never have that expectation that they'll see it. It's more like people within the comment section are. So I guess I tell myself that to be more comfortable ignoring so many people because naturally I want to read them all, and naturally I will want to respond to all the private messages I get just because I'd like to be that guy, but then I wouldn't make content ever again because that would be a full-time job. And but the one thing is I do read like I scroll through at night when I'm lying in bed, or when I first post a video I keep watching them, and I'm pretty shocked. It's mostly positive. uh, I'm a pretty optimistic guy, but even I'll admit that like the internet can be kind of a cesspool of trolls and people just trying to get you upset. And like when you're a small channel, it sucks when you get a mean comment for no reason. Somebody just saying this sucks. It's like, why do you comment that? I don't have anyone commenting, and now you're ruining my day. But like now it's like 1 out of 1,000 comments is negative, and it's so easy to brush off. So that's something that you can't overrate as a big creator. You're like, oh, now I don't get my day ruined if somebody says this sucks. Now now I just see it and I'm like, fuck you, and then you move on. you know.
So
Yeah.
why did you start a YouTube channel in the first place? Do you remember like the first moment where you were like, I'm gonna start uploading?
Um, that was a long time ago. The funny thing is, this isn't my first channel. I've done a lot of YouTube over the years. I've been making films since I was like 8 years old. Grabbing my dad's like picture camera and recording clips on there. Or we had like one of those tape cameras, the mini DV cameras, and we Like when I was 8, we were just making stuff nonstop. And I think my biggest inspiration was like early YouTube. You know, I loved watching Smosh and stuff before it became like a corporate empire. Smosh, it's at least like a, when it was like just guys having fun and you see that and you're like, wow, I can do that as a kid. You know, I love that sort of inspiration it could bring. And so I created my first channel back in like 2006 or 2007. And that's a real deep dive. Maybe I'll share it sometime. But that was mostly like pivot animations and stuff like that. Remember Pivot, the stick figure animator software? Yeah, I did some of those. And then I had a gaming channel where I would do Gary's Mod animations. That's one of the hidden facts about me that I think no one would expect. But I had a couple Gary's Mod animations with like tens of thousands of views. So that was my biggest success on YouTube. And what else did I have? I had like a middle school. I had like a web series with my friend. So it's really not my first channel, but I did make this channel 10 years ago now. The official Joel Haver channel, and for years it was called Making Shorts. And I think the impetus for this channel was I didn't really have a place that was just my own to upload my short videos. You know, all the channels I had in the past were very themed and niche. You know, they had like a broader concept, or they were shared with my brother and my friends. And so I think this channel was like mine to just post whatever I want.
I feel like we've talked about like making art for art's sake and how like important that is, and like how that's like a big part of your channel, like a big part of like what makes good YouTubers nowadays. I'm not sure what question to ask, but can you think of something else to say around that? Like just making art for art?
I think what I've said recently with the blow up is that I'm almost thankful to not have blown up for so long, because it made me really good at deriving fulfillment just from the creation itself, you know? Because like I said, I did reach a point where I never expected views, you know? I'd make like something I love and I think is amazing, and I'd just be like, I'll get a couple hundred views, that's okay, you know? And I think, I'm not saying like, obviously your goal, if you want to be a full-time YouTuber and your goal should be to get views as fast as possible so you can actually like quit your stupid job and actually, you know, live off of YouTube. But at the same time, there is value in floundering, and there is value in like not succeeding for so long, because if you get through that, you could do anything. You know, if you create for like months or years and you just keep doing weekly uploads, even though you're getting like 100 views a video, I think you're pretty invincible in a lot of ways. And I think that might be the ultimate test to see if you have what it takes. You know, personally, I'm not saying like I'm testing you. I'm saying like to see if you yourself have what it takes, if you could overcome that level of discouragement and still want to create. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Hello, thank you for watching this segment of my interview with Joel Haver. I hope it was encouraging for you to make more YouTube videos. If you ever see comments that say things like, I don't know why this video doesn't have more views or this channel doesn't have more subs, that usually means you're doing something right. So just keep a lookout for those comments. Hit subscribe for more videos like this. Did I already say if you want to watch the whole thing, it's in the description? It's in the description, like link down below for the whole interview. It's like an hour long. There's a lot of great things. Go watch it. Thank you.